Hey guys, and welcome back to Anime Recap Pro. You will likely like today's pick if you are a sports lover, a 2012 sports anime titled Kuroko's Basketball. Teiko Middle School basketball team, known as the Generation of Miracles, has been the best in the country for the last 3 years. It was made up of 5 great athletes, but a phantom sixth man also helped the team become well-known and respected. In the end, their huge accomplishments turned them off from the sport they loved, and they went their separate ways when they got to high school. Want to find out what happens to these beasts of basketball? Stay tuned. The series kicks off as we are introduced to Taiga Kagami and Tetsuya Kuroko, 2 freshmen with very different skills. They are picked up by the Sharon High School basketball team when they are looking for new players. Kagami just returned from America and is both good at the sport and passionate about it. Kuroko, on the other hand, has no presence and isn't very good at sports. But it turns out later that he is Taiko's phantom sixth man, a player who used to be in the Generation of Miracles. Kuroko wants to show that he is strong to the Seirin team. When Kagami sees that Kuroko is sure of himself, he forms a strong partnership with him. Kuroko promises to support Kagami's light as his shadow. They plan to win the upcoming Inter-High Championship with their new Seirin teammates, but the return of Kuroko's old teammates throws a wrench in their plans. The coach gives the first years an entrance exam, which is to shout from the roofs of the school during Monday morning assembly that they want to win the national championships. A teacher stops Kuroko before it's his turn, but he writes his later in the courtyard with chalk. Kuroko says that he joined the Seirin team because he didn't agree with Teiko's motto, winning is everything, and that they didn't work as a team. Ryota Kize is a member of the Generation of Miracles. The coach sets up a practice match between Ryota and a strong team called Kaijo. Kize goes to see Seirin and Kagami gives him a one-on-one challenge. Kize beats him by using his special skill to copy and boost the moves of other players. When Seirin arrives in Kaijo for the game, they are offended by the coach, Takuchi, who they feel has underestimated them by allocated only half of the court and ordering Kize to sit out. They are forced to play the entire court after Kagami scores the first goal and smashes the hoop. As soon as Kize enters the match, he and Kagami trade goals. Kuroko explains that his deception wears off the more he plays as Seirin calls for a timeout. In response to Kaijo's challenge, Kagami tells Kize and Kuroko about his weakness because of his invisible playstyle. Kaijo is in the lead at the end of the first quarter, 27-35, up until Kize inadvertently hits Kuroko, who is forced to sit out. Kagami begins to coordinate with Kuroko, and the game's momentum shifts in Seirin's favor. Play continues with Kagami concentrating on defense and the second years handling offense. When the squad still hasn't caught up to Kaijo in the fourth quarter, Kuroko rejoins the game. As the action quickens, the score is tied. Kuroko and Kagami hit an alley-oop in the closing seconds to defeat Kaijo 100-98. Kize can't believe he just lost for the first time. Midorima, the best shooter in the Generation of Miracles, shows up and yells at Kize because he lost. Seirin goes to a steakhouse to celebrate their victory. Kize asks Kuroko why he stopped playing basketball in middle school, and Kuroko says it was because he hated it at the time. Kize thinks that Kagami's strength will eventually make him grow apart from his team. Kuroko steps in to stop several thugs from abusing basketball players on the street. When the bullies play basketball, Kize, Kagami, and Kuroko work together to beat them. The second years tell the first years to go to the cafeteria and get some special bread, which is very popular. Seirin finds out that they will face Shutoku in the Inter-High School Preliminary Tournament Finals. Shutoku holds one of the Generation of Miracles members, but their first game is against Shinkyo Academy, which has brought in a foreign player even taller than Kagami. His name is Papa Mabaisiki. To get ready, Kagami and Mitobe work on their defensive skills one-on-one, while Kuroko works on her endurance. Shinkyo's match starts, and as it continues, Kagami tells Papa that he will block one of Shinkyo's shots and that Kuroko will yell at him for calling him a child. At the end of the first quarter, Seirin is ahead, 8-23. Kuroko is replaced so he can save his energy. Kagami is left to deal with Papa on his own. With 5 minutes left in the fourth quarter, Seirin has a narrow lead, 51-60. Kuroko is brought back. Papa finally makes a shot, but Kagami blocks it and Seirin wins the game 67-79. Seirin beat their next few opponents very badly. Due to their overconfidence, the team is taken to see a Shutoku match, the team of Midorima Shintaro. Shutoku triumphs 153-21. Seirin is aware that they would compete against Seiho in the semi-final and the Shutoku in the champion match on the same day. Seirin's next game is against Seiho, a team known for its defense. Last year, Seiho beat Seirin, which almost made them give up basketball. Kuroko wants the seniors to win the game. Additionally, Kize consults the Oha Asa horoscope, which tends to foretell how Midorima will play. Kuroko has the worst luck, while Midorima has the best. Tsugawa Tomoki of Seiho is going up against Kagami. In middle school, he was able to beat Kize. After the first quarter, Riko tells Seirin that Seiho moves in ways that are from the old days of martial arts. Kasuga is faster than Kagami, but Kagami beats him quickly and makes the first basket. Midorima is taken out of Shotoku's game only after 5 minutes to save his strength for the grand final. Kagami gets his third foul, Seiho's Tsugawa says something careless again, which only gets Kuroko fired up, and the score is 19-19 after the third quarter. Kuroko and Kagami can break through Seiho's defenses again, but they quickly run out of power. When Kagami gets his fourth foul, he and Kuroko are taken out of the game to save their energy for the next one. The seniors succeed because of their talents, such as Izuki's Eagle Eye. Kogane suffers a minor concussion with less than 5 minutes remaining in the game and Seiho leading 58-64. Kuroko then comes back to avenge Kagami's enmity towards Tsugawa. Kuroko quickly gets through Tsugawa's defense and the seniors get through Seiho's defense by figuring out how they usually move. Kagami is surprised because he has never been able to watch Kuroko pass to the sidelines. In the last 30 seconds, Seirin is ahead by 1 point until Seiho scores a dunk and tightens their defense. Kuroko barely avoids being picked off and passes the ball to Hyuga, who scores the winning goal for Seirin, 73-71. Shotoku, on the other hand, wins their match 113-38. One of Shotoku's members notices Kuroko in the bathrooms, which is scary. Midorima stops Kagami's attempt to do an alley-oop at the start of the game. Midorima scores the final goal with a three-pointer, but Kuroko catches him off guard by passing the ball across the court to Kagami, who scores a dunk. Now that Midorima is closed, the rest of Shotoku moves faster. Takao is sent to cover for Kuroko because he saw her in the bathroom. He stops Kuroko using his Hawkeye, like Izuki's Eagle Eye, but it can see a wider area. Seirin calls a timeout and decides to keep Kuroko in the game while he thinks of a plan. Because he trains under pressure, Hyuga is able to make important shots. Midorima makes a shot from the center line, and Kagami responds with a one-man alley-oop, but Midorima strikes again by shooting him from the end of the court. This shows that his shots can go anywhere, and Shotoku ends the first quarter with a 13-19 lead. During the whole second quarter, Midorima is allowed to take every shot. This makes Shotoku's lead 15-27. Kagami laughs because Midorima's strength is getting to him. At the end of the second quarter, Shotoku is still ahead 27-45. During the first half, Kuroko looks at a tape of Takao. Kuroko is on a bench to start the third quarter and Kagami taps one of Midorima's shots. The following time, he avoids Takao's screen and touches the ball once more as Midorima attempts a long shot. The shot misses, but Otsubo Taisuke of Shotoku dunks the ball when it comes back. The next shot Midorima takes, Kagami blocks it, and then he uses his amazing jumping power to score a few goals. But despite being unable to jump due to overworking himself, he is adamant about winning without Kuroko's assistance. Kuroko strikes Kagami after the third quarter concludes with a score of 47-61, because she said they don't need team play right now. Kagami calms down. Kuroko says to his team that he has a plan. The fourth quarter starts. Riko uses the jump he has left to block Midorima as a bluff after telling Kagami that he has only 2 jumps remaining. Kuroko utilizes Takao's distraction to draw his concentration before refocusing Takao's vision and slipping away. Then Kuroko throws a quick pass that only Kagami can intercept, and Kagami uses one of his remaining hops to dunk past Midorima. With less than 3 minutes left in the game and a tenuous lead, 76-78 over their opponent, Shotoku calls a timeout. Their coach advises him to let Midorima take the shots since Kagami is fatigued. Seirin foresaw this and the score is locked until Midorima gets a 3 with 30 seconds left and Hyuga responds with a 3 of his own. With 3 seconds left, Hyuga scores another 3 after the ball is knocked out of the court. Although Shotoku passes to Midorima, Seirin believe they have won. Although it was a fake, Kagami is able to squeeze out one more hop before Midorima attempts to retake the shot. Kuroko smacks the ball out of Midorima's hands as he lowers it, since she also thought that Kagami would jump. Seirin prevail 82-81. Midorima later receives a call from Aomine, another member of the Generation of Miracles, cautioning him to exercise caution in the championship game while he is standing outside in the rain. Well, that's it for today. Keep a lookout for part 2. If you enjoyed the video, please like, share, and subscribe.